adab terhadap orang tua. Orang tua merujuk kepada ibu bapa, datuk, nenek, guru, mensyarah dan sesiapa sahaja yang lebih berusia daripada kita. Mereka bukan sahaja lebih tua tetapi juga lebih berpengalaman dalam kehidupan. Seperti yang Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala sudah berfirman dalam surah Al-Isra ayat 23, dan Tuhanmu telah perintahkan supaya engkau tidak menyembah melainkan kepadanya semata-mata, dan hendaklah engkau berbuat baik kepada ibu bapa. Janganlah engkau berkata kepada mereka dan janganlah engkau menengking mereka, tetapi katakanlah kepada mereka perkataan yang mulia. Jadi daripada ayat ini kita dapat faham bahawa Islam sangat menitik beratkan adab terhadap orang tua. Selain itu, Rasulullah SAW juga bersabda, bukanlah daripada golongan kami orang yang tidak menyayangi orang yang lebih muda dan tidak menghormati orang yang lebih tua. Jadi saya akan kongsikan beberapa bentuk adab yang kita boleh amalkan dalam kehidupan seharian. Pertama, kita hendaklah memanggil orang tua dengan panggilan hormat. Contohnya, kita menggunakan panggilan ayah, ibu, cikgu, pakcik, makcik dan sebagainya. Jadi kita kena elakkan memanggil mereka dengan nama sahaja kerana ia boleh dianggap kurang sopan. Yang kedua, kita boleh meminta nasihat dan bimbingan. Kita perlu rasa rendah diri dan tidak bersikap sombong. Walaupun kita ni lebih pandai daripada mereka, itu tidak bermaksud kita tahu segalanya. Orang tua mempunyai pengalaman hidup yang luas, jadi nasihat mereka boleh membantu kita buat keputusan yang lebih baik. Yang ketiga, kita perlu beri salam apabila berjumpa. Beri salam ni bukan sekadar ucapan tetapi juga doa untuk kesejahteraan. Yang seterusnya, kita perlu menjaga sopan santun dalam berbicara dan bersikap lemah lembut. Kita perlu menggunakan bahasa yang baik, tidak meninggikan suara dan tidak memotong percakapan mereka. Cara kita bercakap ini mencerminkan sikap kita terhadap mereka. Jadi, kesimpulannya, sebagai mahasiswa, kita seharusnya menjadi contoh dalam mengamalkan adab yang baik dalam masyarakat.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Today we will be explaining about computer crime, which is part of ethical issues in computer crime and security. We are from group 2. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Nur Atira Betici Omar and my teammates Ika Afrika Arisha, Nur Syahira and Ainul Mardia. So let's move to the next slide, which is what is computer crime. In today's digital world, we use computers and the internet almost every day. However, this also opens the door to various illegal activities known as computer crimes. Computer crime, also known as cybercrime, that refers to any illegal activity that involves a computer, network or digital device. A computer crime can happen in two ways. First, the computer can be used as a tool to commit a crime, such as online scams. Second, the computer itself can be the target, for example, when hackers attack a system. In simple terms, it means using technology in a harmful or illegal way. There are several key characteristics of computer crime. First, it uses digital technology such as computers, smartphones, and the internet. Second, it usually happens online or through networks. Third, it often involves data or information such as personal details or passwords. And lastly, it can be done remotely, meaning the criminal does not need to be physically present. This makes computer crime easier to commit and harder to detect. Some common types of computer crime include unauthorized access, which means accessing a system without permission; data theft, where personal or confidential information is stolen; online scams, where victims are tricked into giving money or sensitive data; and malware attacks, which involve viruses or harmful software that damage system. These crimes are becoming more common as technology continue to grow. For example, a person hacking into someone's social media account is a computer crime. Another example is stealing bank information through fake websites. We also often hear about online shopping scams where people pay but never receive the product. In addition, clicking on unknown links can spread viruses to devices. Some of us may have even experienced or seen these situations before. Computer crime is a serious issue because it can cause many negative impacts. It can lead to financial loss, especially in cases of scams or fraud. It also violates personal privacy as sensitive information can be exposed. Victims may experience emotional stress and fear. Furthermore, organizations and businesses can suffer major losses and damage to their reputation. So it is not just an individual problem, but also affects society as a whole. So next, we will look deeper into computer fraud and hacking.
Now, let's look at the computer fraud. Computer fraud is a type of cybercrime where technology is used to deceive others for financial or personal gain, and it includes several types such as phishing, identity theft, DDoS attacks, and malware like viruses and worms. So, the first type of computer fraud is phishing. Phishing is a type of cyber scam where attackers pretend to be trusted organizations such as Shopee, banks, or government agencies in order to steal personal information from users. It is one of the most common and dangerous forms of computer fraud today. Phishing attacks usually come in the form of fake emails, SMS messages, or websites that are designed to look very similar to real ones. These messages often use official logo, names, and professional language to make them look convincing. Because of this, many people cannot easily tell the difference between a real message and a fake one. One common technique used in phishing is creating a sense of urgency. For example, the message may say that your account has been locked, your payment has failed, or there is suspicious activity that requires immediate action. This causes panic, and victims may quickly click on the link without thinking carefully. The main goal of phishing is to trick victims into revealing sensitive information such as usernames, passwords, OTP codes, or credit card details. Once attackers obtain this information, they can access the victim accounts and misuse them for financial gain. For example, you might receive a message saying your account is locked. Click here to verify now. When you click the link, it will bring you to a fake website that looks exactly like the official one. If you enter your login details, the attacker will immediately capture your information and use it to access your account. The impact of phishing can be very harmful. Victims may lose money, have their accounts hacked, or even become victims of identity theft. In some cases, the attacker may continue using the stolen information for further scams. So, how to prevent it? To prevent phishing, one important step is to always check the website link carefully before clicking. Avoid clicking on suspicious emails or messages, especially those that ask for personal information. It is safer to go to directly to the official website or app to verify any issue. Next, identity theft. Identity theft is the unauthorized use of someone's personal data to commit fraud or other crimes. In simple terms, it means someone steals your personal information and pretends to be you. This crime usually happens when hackers gain access to sensitive information such as IC numbers, bank account details, password, or even email accounts. They can obtain this information through data breaches, phishing scams, or unsafe websites. In some cases, victims accidentally expose their own information by clicking suspicious links or using weak passwords that are easy to guess. The effects of identity theft can be very serious and long-lasting. Once criminals have your information, they can use it to make unauthorized purchases, transfer money, or even apply for loans and credit cards under your name. This can lead to financial loss and damage to your personal reputation. Victims often only realize something is wrong when they receive bills, debt notice, or bank alerts for transactions they never made. For example, an attacker might use your IC number and payslip to apply for a bank loan. Since the application appears to be legitimate, the loan may be approved under your name. As a result, you could be held responsible for repaying a debt that you never agreed to. This can be stressful and difficult to resolve. In addition, identity theft can also affect your emotional well-being. Victims may feel anxious, stressed, or unsafe knowing that their personal information has been misused. Recovering from identity theft often takes time and effort, as you may need to report the issue, contact banks, and prove your identity again. Therefore, it is very important to take steps to prevent identity theft. One simple but effective way is to protect your personal information at all times. Do not share sensitive details with unknown or untrusted sources, and avoid posting too much personal information online. It is also important to use strong passwords and update them regularly.
Next is DDoS attacks, which distributed denial of service. This happens when hackers flood a website or server with massive amount of traffic. The server will become overloaded and legitimate users cannot access the service. There are three types of DDoS attacks. Firstly, volume-based attacks, which flood the target with massive amounts of data. For example, UDP floods. Secondly, protocol attacks, which exploit weakness in network protocol. For example, SYN floods. And lastly, application layer attacks. These happen to target specific application or services. For example, HTTP floods. In real world, on 2018, GitHub hit by one of the largest recorded DDoS attacks, peaking at 1.35 terabyte per second. And on 2016, DYNS is a massive attack distributed Twitter, Netflix, and Reddit by targeting DNS infrastructure. Next, we go to viruses. It is a malicious code that attaches itself to legitimate file or program. This requires human action to separate. When this happens, it can corrupt files, slow down system, steal data, or even crash operating system. For example, on 2000, I Love You virus spread via email attachment. And on 1999, Melissa virus infected Word document and spread through email. And lastly, we have worms. It is self-replicating malware that spread independently across network. For worm, no human action needed and it spread faster than virus. When this happens, it can overload services, delete files, and even install backdoor. For example, Configure Worm infected millions of computers worldwide on 2008. MyDoom Worm caused massive email slowdowns and denial of service attacks on 2004.
Now, I will explain about hackers and hacking. First, let's look at the definitions. Hackers are individuals who test system weaknesses and are usually curious about how systems work. For example, an IT expert tests a school system to find weaknesses and improve data security. On the other hand, crackers are individuals who illegally break into systems with bad intentions, such as stealing, stealing data, or causing damage. For example, someone hacks a bank account to steal money or personal information. Next, hacking means accessing a computer system without permission. For example, someone logs into another person's information's media account without consent to read private message. In addition, there is also a term called fracking, which refers to the illegal use of telephone networks. For example, someone manipulates a telecommunication system to make free internet. Now, let's look at why hackers hack. Some common reasons include for fun or challenge, to make money, to express opinions or protests, to cause damage, and also out of curiosity. Some hackers also aim to expose system weaknesses, but if it is done without permission, it is still considered unethical. Next, we move on to hacking techniques. To make it easier to understand, each technique has a real-life example. 1. Password guessing. Password guessing is trying to guess a user's password. For example, a hacker tries combination like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or birth dates until they successfully access an account. 2. Piggybacking. Piggybacking is using someone else's access without permission. For example, someone uses a computer that is already logged in at a public place without the owner's knowledge. 3. Scavenging. Scavenging is searching for sensitive information from discarded materials. For example, a hacker looks through all documents like bills or bank slips to get personal information. Zapping. Zapping is damaging system or hardware. For example, someone intentionally damage a computer or server so that it cannot be used. Auto-dialing. Auto-dialing is automatically connecting to system to find weaknesses. For example, a hackers use a software to attempt access to many systems until a weak one is found. That's all from me. Thank you. As a conclusion, computer crime and fraud are serious issues that affect both individuals and organizations. These crimes can lead to major consequences such as data breaches, financial losses, and violations of personal privacy. Most of these problems happen because of the unethical use of technology, where individuals misuse their skills for harmful purposes. Therefore, it is very important for all of us to have cybersecurity awareness and practice ethical responsibility when using technology. By being more aware and responsible, we can help prevent computer crimes and create a safer digital environment for everyone.
After all the explanation, now we proceed to our activity. For this activity, you need to share a scenario about computer crime that happened at respective country. After you're done searching, you pick a location and post about the case on Padlet. Thank you.